Spicy McSpice pepper review. This is probably, I think, my first pepper review in over a year. So before I get started on that, I'd like to apologize for the subpar lighting. I had nowhere else to put this light that would light the right side of my face, but call it expressionist hard lighting. And I'd also like to apologize for the Sergio Perez flag behind me. I hope none of the 10 people that watch these videos are gonna get me flack for it. Sorry, give me flack for it. And what I'll be reviewing today is this thing that's, I guess, been called the Thorapita F2 in the pepper growing world. It's more of a community breeding project from the Pepper Growers Discord. So the original cross was made by this dude named Wombus, and he made the first cross and he sent out like I think 30 packets of seeds to whoever wanted to join in on the fun. And I was also very fortunate that he was willing to just give me a plant in person, because I killed a handful of my plants over spring break by leaving them in the dorm room. And I thought they had enough water for, that amount of time, but I guess not, that they died. And yeah, he was nice enough to give me a handful of plants, that some of which I also killed, but that's besides the point. So this is a cross between the Aji Charapita and Thors Thunderbolt. Aji Charapita, that's like a very small fruit, small circles, small spheres that I guess probably less than the size of a thumbnail. And then Thors Thunderbolt, that's like a very gorgeous looking super hot, I believe. And what I get is, I guess, something that has neither the small spherical shape of the Charapita nor the beautiful coloration of Thors Thunderbolt. But it will be interesting to see how much of a punch a pepper can pack in such a small form factor. Peppers don't usually come this small, is what I mean to say. And what else should I say before starting? Oh yeah, I should explain the whole F2 stuff. So when somebody creates a pepper cross, they crossbreed peppers. The first generation, that's going to have all the dominant traits of both parents. That's, if you remember back on those Punnett squares in, I think, 7th grade biology or whatever. Then second through fourth generations, that's where you get the most variation between plants. So that's why a lot of people are growing the second generation. It's because there's going to be a lot of variation between plants, and I saw a lot of people have much more interesting looking fruit than I do as well. What else can I say? So from second to 8 generations, that's where you do most of the selective breeding. So my understanding is maybe they'll form a cabal and choose which was the best looking pepper and send out those seeds next year or something like that. So with that being said, I feel like I've delayed this way too long. Actually, maybe I'll edit in some footage of the plant in post. So this is the plant, mostly dark foliage, the older foliage. New foliage grows out green, darker green, maybe. And I just picked off a lot of the ripe ones, so you're mostly seeing unripe ones, but they tend to grow out purple, then change color to like a light green at some point, and then from there on out the rest of it will ripen to orange. And yeah, it's pretty productive in terms of how many pods are produced. I'm not entirely sure based on like weight yield what that might be, but yeah, it's completely loaded up. And now we're back. Pretty thin walls. Not really much of any taste. Like, maybe mildly citrusy at best. but it really puts on the heat fast. And, you know, I was lacking on increasing my spice tolerance. The hiccups are already coming. I was lacking on increasing my spice tolerance before the season started. So, for a frame of reference, I'd probably put this at like maybe like definitely maybe like 6 times the heat of Flamin' Hot. No, 8 times the heat of Flamin'. 6 times the heat of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Like, if you were to shove a handful in your face. Actually, let's bring it down to 5. 5 times the heat of a Flamin' Hot Cheeto. But yeah, not really much taste. It's not sweet. Not really like notably floral. Maybe it's like a tiny bit, but it does have that like metallic taste of or that metallic note of like a really hot pepper. Thin walls, if I haven't already said that. Yeah, it's fine, you know. But it definitely packs a punch for something this small. Actually, maybe I'll call it like maybe like half of a common habanero in terms of heat. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Maybe that conflicts with the whole thing I said about the Flamin' Hot Cheeto scale, but let's call it half a habanero for now.